Oh boy, that's some big news. All right. See this over here? That's right. The Embracer Group is coming through and they are buying up a whole bunch of IPs. So this could be some good news and some bad news. Let's deep dive in. Let's talk about it. So the Embracer Group enters into an agreement to acquire. Let's go full screen with this to acquire Eidos, Crystal Dynamics, and Square Enix Montreal. That's huge, amongst other assets. So we're going to read through some of this legal term mumbo jumbo. Enter into an agreement to acquire the development studios Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, Square Enix Montreal, and a catalog of IPs including Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, and 50 more catalog games from Square Enix Holdings. Wow. So the total purchase amount was 300 million US dollars, which is actually, in a way, that's kind of interesting that it is US dollars, not. So Embracer is a. So what is Embracer to begin with here? So Embracer is basically a parent company that owns THQ and Nordic Games licenses. So THQ was a company back in the day. Let's see here. Since like 91 to 2012, or traded as of founded in 1990, 32 years ago. They went out of business in 2013 officially. Basically they went bankrupt, and then Embracer came along and picked them up and dusted them off, gave them funding, and turned them into THQ Nordic. So THQ used to make some of my favorite wrestling games ever, the SmackDown vs. Raw series. You might know them from Saints Row, Red Faction, Destroy All Humans, Darksiders. Yeah, THQ did a lot of that stuff. They did Chapter 11 bankruptcy again. Embracer, came through, picked them up, and let them start working on stuff once again. So that's basically Embracer is like a parent company. Pretty much, if you think about it this way, so Take-Two is like basically like the parent company owners of both 2K and Rockstar Games. So anytime you buy anything like a Grand Theft Auto, NBA, WWE 2K, any sports games that are 2K related, Red Dead or anything, Take-Two Interactive is the ones that own that. They are like the parent company, and then all the other development studios are all subsidiaries underneath that. So that's what Embracer is. They're like a company that's trying to own a lot of game development studios. What's good about this is if they embrace, so they are Sweden also. So they're not Japan, they're not American. They are kind of common ground between, like Microsoft and Sony. Microsoft is a very American company. Sony is kind of a more Japan oriented company, even though they, basically everything American wise of PlayStation does do it off from, Sony America. What is it? SIE. So Sony Interactive Entertainment, there we go, which is basically North American, headquartered. Anyways, so Embracer Group, if they have good relationships with, and we've seen a lot of THQ titles end up on like PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus for free with the PlayStation, Gold stuff, but also you see a lot of those games end up on Games for Gold. So this could be a very, very good, lucrative deal for everyone involved with it. This is probably really good news. My biggest, I know everybody looks at Square Enix and they're like, oh, Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy, even bigger with the Final Fantasy love, because also Final Fantasy 16 is getting ready to sort of wrap up developments and everything. So what does that mean for, those studios? Well, if it's Square Enix in-house and not third-party technically, that's not part of the deal. So Final Fantasy is still staying Square Enix. Kingdom Hearts is still staying Square Enix, it looks like. Something like Forspoken Luminous Productions, that might be part of a deal in the future or something, maybe. Like Team Ninja, this would be probably an IP that's possibly could be bought up. See, we don't actually have a full list of IPs that are being bought up in this. It's just for because it says more than 50 back catalog games, so that could be very retro old school games, or it could be some stuff that already came out. Deus Ex and Thief are technically in that, and Legacy of Kain is technically in that too, of like back catalog. But if they are working on a project of those, they're not back catalog anymore. That, you know, they're new projects. We don't know. We don't know exactly what they're working on. We do know about a Tomb Raider game. That's pretty much the most of it that we know about. But something like Guardians of the Galaxy is probably also in that list. It's going to be, this is literally just came out like 20 minutes ago. So yeah, we're I think we can actually maybe read into this a little bit more, though. Doing two of the most reputable AAA studios, Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal. So Crystal Dynamics makes Tomb Raider, Eidos Montreal makes Deus Ex, including a new Tomb Raider game. Yes, that was announced during a GeForce NVIDIA press conference thing. The acquisition pipeline, new installments from beloved, including of the original franchises and original IPs, including Tomb Raider game. Okay, so what this could mean is PlayStation Now. There's a good chance that this brand new PlayStation Now Tier 3, we might actually see the original Tomb Raider show up in the PlayStation Now library as like downloadable. That's a good thing. Game Pass could very well possibly have the original Tomb Raider show up in Game Pass and everything. So as long as it's already kind of back compat ready, or that they can make it back compat ready, like the place, you know, those are PS1 games, so they're going to run pretty smoothly on a PS5. We've already seen that happen before. As additional acquired IP such as Legacy of Kain, Thief, other original franchises. That's cool. So anything that Square Enix has worked on in the past that is not Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts could very well be part of this deal. Crystal Dynamics consists of 300 employees. Studios Rise of the Tomb Raider, Legacy of Kain Defiance. The next Tomb Raider is in the pipeline. Yes. Okay. And then Eidos Montreal, Thief, Deus Ex, Shadow. Yes, because they were working on the Tomb Raider games back to back. That's why they like Shadow Tomb Raider has kind of a different feel to Rise of Tomb Raider. Hitman, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex once again showing up here. I was trying to see if there was any other games that they might name drop to be like, hey, check this out, and I'm not seeing anything in this. Like Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. I was kind of wondering if they might name drop something or give hint of it at all, and they're not. So it is really like the major thing is this Tomb Raider, Deus Ex Thief, Legacy of Kain. Be on the lookout for those going in, especially right now with all the subscription service stuff that is being worked on between, you know, like I said, like look out for Game Pass, look out for the PlayStation Now stuff. I think we're probably going to see those creeping up. Now, the other thing on this too is Sony is getting ready to buy a major Japan studio or a major Japan publisher. I'm going to have to say I think I'm going to take Square Enix off the list. Unless, so here's where it's like maybe not. So for all these IPs, definitely off the list. They just got bought. But because for 300 million they're getting rid of all these IPs and everything. If it's only 300 million for that, that's kind of crazy. With that acquisition of 300 million and those IPs getting taken off the board, the price of Square Enix just went down kind of dramatically. So right now Square Enix is probably only really holding on to licenses for Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Kingdom Hearts. Now I'm wondering if Sony is looking to buy up Square Enix to bring Final Fantasy back to like console exclusivity for PlayStation. It would kind of suck for anybody that's, you know, not on, you know, it's basically just like if you missed out on FF7 remake and you're not getting a PlayStation because I am diehard Xbox fan. I mean, first of all, you're not going to be seeing Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. you might not be seeing Final Fantasy 16 possibly. Yeah, because 16 is also PlayStation exclusive. Forspoken's a PlayStation exclusive. Um, so a lot of these series that Square Enix in-house is making themselves, uh, that's might be what's that Sony was looking for. And that's a pretty big, like, why would they sell off Tomb Raider, Deus Ex Thief, and Legacy of Kain if Sony wasn't maybe making a move to pick up Square Enix? And like they were like, okay, well, we don't want these, but we'll take these. And that could be part of the thing. Like they're splitting up the IPs that way. But in all honesty, if Embracer Group is picking up those IPs, that would kind of make sense there too. Of like Sony gives a phone call over to the head of Embracer Group, and they're like, "Hey, you guys maybe could use these licenses to really increase your portfolio, and also you guys can if you want to help fund these titles and these development studios, here's a big old games list right here." Very well could be that's some backdoor dealings happening like that. Again, that's all just speculation, rumors on my part, but it kind of would make sense if they are going for Square Enix. Like if they announce that Sony buys Square Enix, then that's probably what happened with all this stuff going on. On the flip side, this could also make it so Sony cannot buy Square Enix. It might be taking them off from the table, because if this legal stuff is going through, where they're trying to transfer over, and it looks like approval expected to close the deal during the second quarter of Embracer's fiscal 2020. Yeah, so they're gonna have to with this timeline right here. Webcast presentation for investors, media, May 2nd. Okay. Which was just what happened today. That's the reason why this. Okay, I get you. Yeah. It's kind of hard to say. I think if they were going to make an announcement about Sony buying Square, it would be very soon at a State of Play or something, or they would maybe later today. They might actually, I might have another video to make later today with this stuff. This is super interesting, super huge news. So this could be very good if Embracer Group works well with everyone, which, I mean, we've seen, you can get Saints Row on pretty much every platform. And that's that's probably one of the biggest licenses that they actually hold right now is Saints Row. A lot of other THQ Nordic games and Saber Interactive, like SnowRunners on everything, Coach Media. Yeah. Gearbox, Borderlands, you can buy that on everything, every single platform. So I would say this is they have good relationships with everyone. So this is a good deal. Is Sony gearing up to possibly buy out Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Kingdom Hearts? I mean, it would make sense to do that. I was kind of hoping to be From Software in all honesty, but Square Enix would be another really great purchase for Sony if they went with that. So anyways, huge news. It's pretty much a lot of good news. Again, this might take them off the table though, to where it might not be Square. And if that is the fact, then I really hope that they are shopping From Software and Sony can just like keep funding, because if From Software gets bought by Sony, there's a good chance we see like Bloodborne Remastered happen, and another From Software title gets put into the works, and a good amount of funding goes into that too. So yeah, with this news here, who knows? Like I said, the writing's on the wall that Sony might actually be buying out Square Enix, but again, only time can tell. We have to wait to see what the next move is on Square Enix and Sony's part. So anyways, check out the rest of the YouTube channel for more Let's Talks. And again, I do these when the news pops up. We had kind of a slow couple months of stuff because we had so many games that came out, but now it's starting to roll again. We're getting into summer's Game Fest territory. Oh boy. So check out the rest of the channel. Hit that like button, the subscribe button, the bell, all that good stuff. And all I can leave this off with is thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, I will see you next time.